Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from fourth group. Today we would like to present about our material about textual equivalence, thematic, and information structures. I'm Elsa Priza and my partner Rani Fitri Carrera and Umi Mualimah. Okay, first I would like to explain about textual equivalence, thematics, and information structures. Arrangements of linguistic elements plays a role in organizing message at the text level. When the speaker chooses the most appropriate formulations, he needs to think of the clause as a message rather than as a string of grammatical and lexical elements. Okay, next is a Halidayan overview of information flow thematic structure that contains theme and the clause consists of two segments. First, X themes. It is what the clause is about. It has four function. First, X as a point of orientation by connecting back to previous stretches of the course. This way, it maintains a coherent point of view. Second, it acts as a point of departure by connecting forward and contributing to the development of later stretches. Next, uh, Next is thematic structure, grammatically versus acceptability. Theme and the rem are not grammatical notions. Grammar is part of the abstract system of language. In context, grammatically does not necessarily ensure acceptability of or coherence. Okay, next will be explained with my partner Umi Mualimah.
Okay, I will continue the next material, and the material is about structure, text organization, and development. Empty is traditionally placed on theme rather than on rem. The selection of an individual theme of a given clause in a given text is not in itself particularly significant, but the overall choice and ordering of theme, particularly those of independent clause, plays an important part in organizing a text and in providing a point of orientation for a given state of language. Next, thematic structure, market versus unmarked sequence. In linguistics, markedness refers to the way words are changed or added to give a special meaning. The unmarked choice is just the normal meaning. Next, okay, there are 3 points. Prompted theme. The first, in China, the book received a great deal of publicity. Market structure, thematizing place and time at John is less market and some language, such as Spanish and Portuguese, than in English. And B, predicated theme. Involves using an in structure to place an element near at the beginning of the clause. And number C, identifying theme. Identifying theme are very similar to predicate theme instead of using it. An identifying theme places an element in theme position by turning it into a nominalization using a structure called a pseudo-clap structure. Okay, for the next material will be explained by Rani Carrera.
Okay, the next material, the page school position on information follow. Functional sentence perspective. This approach is generally referred to as functional sentence perspective (FSP). This linguistic investigated the interpretation between syntax and communicative. And next, linear argument and thematic status in FSP. Theorists do not see them and rhyme as being realized chiefly by their relative position in the clause. Time normally precedes rhyme. FISP theories also acknowledge semantic structure and context as factors which future determine the distribution of CD. Suggested strategies for minimizing linear dislocation. Number 1. Voice changer. This strategy involves changing the statistic form of the verb to activate different sequence of elements. Number 2. Change the verb. This involves changing the verb and replacing it with one that has a similar meaning but can be used in a different syntaxis configuration. And number 3, nominalization. Nominalization involves replacing verbal form with a nominal one. Example, describe or description. Number 5, the last, extraposition. Extraposition involves changing the position of the entire clause in the sentence, for instance by embedding a simple clause in a complex sentence. Okay, this is the presentation of our material. Thank you very much, and I close. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi